What's up, guys? It is the Bad Wolf. No time for no dilly-dally. We're gonna jump right into it. Let's take a look. Y'all read the title. Y'all already know what this one's about. All right. So some people have reached out to me and they're starting to finally wake up. See, I'm gonna keep it G with you guys, all right? When I make these videos, you have to have a certain level of respect and tact for the system and the game itself. So I don't tell you every single nook and cranny because this is the public side of what you can do with the information. I just tell you guys should go and get these things done. Casual, smasual. When you do, I then hear back from a lot of you guys going, "Oh my God, I didn't know this was here," or is this something I can do this with or with this information? And I usually will just smile and nod and say, "Oh, well, yeah, go for it." Well, here we are again. I'm telling you to go for it. Another request. But this one is for your full NUMIDENT record. Now, I've already made a video, I think two on this one, but because this was brought up again, I decided to use chat. Put it in front of you again. Now, from our understanding, the NUMIDENT record, the full one, and there's two different types. Do your own reconnaissance, do your own research. There's two. One you can walk in and get, and it's basic, literally almost nothing in it. And when I say that, I mean nothing in it that's good, that's going to surprise you and amaze you. And then there's the full one. That one's the tricky one to get. It's the one they still have not sent me because they know what I would do with it. Now, the one mistake I did make is that when I sent mine in, I should have given them my credit card information or a check in this case, whatever, that had a long expiration date. Because by the time they got to my request, the payment was expired and I had to get a new credit card for it. Don't make my mistakes. This is why I make these videos so you guys don't do the same things I've done. And I show you how to do them to be successful. You're welcome. Now let's take a look at what chat has to say about my little project here.
Here's the correct, official way to request your full NUMIDENT SS5 extract, not the walk-in summary printout. I'll break it down clean and practical so you can execute it properly. NUMIDENT record equals full SSA database extract of your SSN application based on Form SS5. This is not available at local SSA offices anymore. They only give limited printouts. Just answer. Must be requested through Privacy Act/FOIA channels. White heavy checkmark option 1, mail, most reliable for full record. Heavy checkmark correct form. Use. Form SSA L996, Privacy Act request for SS5/NUMIDENT. Heavy checkmark what to include, important.
Okay.
You must include full legal name, SSN, date of birth, address, signature, statement like, I am the individual to whom this record pertains and understand penalties for false request. SSA requires this identity affirmation for release Social Security.
They do. I would go as far as to make this statement. I would tell them, and I optionally might have in the form of an affidavit request, get it notarized, keep a copy for yourself, optional. Let's go. What else? How do we get it done, son?
Security. Heavy checkmark where to mail. Send to Social Security Administration, Ohio FOIA Workgroup, P.O. Box 33022, Baltimore, Maryland, 21290-3022 Social Security. Heavy checkmark fees, exact payment required. NUMIDENT extract, $26. Certified copy, plus $10, optional, Social Security. Accepted. Check/money order, SSA. Or credit card, use SSA 714 form, Social Security.
This is the form that I used. Money orders are almost always good. They don't expire. Checks, generally, they can still be 3 months. And after that, if nobody says anything, credit card, they don't want a debit, if I remember correctly. So, credit card, and make sure it's one that is not going to expire anytime within the next year to possibly a year and a half. Processing time, 4 to 6 weeks. Well, we're for me, we're like 2 years now, and I never got mine. After doing it the second time and sending in the correct payment. Once again, it seems kind of funny. I make these videos for you guys, but they don't seem to ever want to give any of my information to me. My passport, when I did a FOIA on that one, they only gave me one page, the first page. They then said, oh, there is no second page. Bullshit. They said, oh, well, the post office must have kept it. Bullshit. Then the post office said, no, the Department of State must have kept it. Bullshit. There's 2 pages there, boys. I know exactly why they didn't want to give me the second page. I know exactly why. But I digress. If you guys can get yours from the early 90s and you get the second page, let me know. I will make it worth your time. Do a FOIA request on your passport from the early 90s. And if it has the information I'm looking for, I will make it worth your time. Now, let's keep going.
Security. Heavy checkmark processing time. Typically 4 to 6 weeks. Social Security. White heavy checkmark option 2 online, limited/conditional. FOIA Express public access link, PAL.
Okay. And the access point is the FOIA, FOIA Express public access link or PAL. And you're going to access the FOIA.ssa.gov.
Right arrow access via foia.ssa.gov. Warning: important limitation. The portal is primarily structured for deceased records. For your own NUMIDENT, SSA often still routes you to mail request, SSA L996, or local office for other records, FOIA SSA. White heavy checkmark option 3, custom written request, advanced.
Could have been what I suffered. It says online is inconsistent for living person NUMIDENT. Mail is the clean method. I could have used the online one, and then I think I mailed my thing in. So that could be the problem. Maybe it's not a conspiracy. That could be what it is right here. Okay. Not everything is a conspiracy. I'm just saying I find it weird, strange.
Advanced. You can skip the form and send a formal Privacy Act request letter. Must include all identity info listed above. Clear request wording. This is a Privacy Act request for my complete NUMIDENT record, computer extract of Form SS5, including all historical entries. This
That
is
part is key. You want to include in there, including all historical entries, all entries. You know, everybody who accessed my social security number, cough, cough, wink, wink, nudge. Remember, educationally stated, It's your account, but this account is also linked to other things. Follow the entries, follow the money, follow the credit. It says pro tip, request the NUMIDENT record itself and a copy of the original SS5 application. I got one of these two. This gives full data history, original applicant snapshot. Quick summary. SSAL996. All that information. Once again, the FOIA portal, foia.ssa.gov. It's better to mail it in for you. If the person is deceased, your parents or whatever, you're trying to pull their information, then the online portal is apparently better. What exact info can I expect to see on the full NUMIDENT record? Entries, notes, financial transactions, use and usage with or without my knowledge slash consent, changes, status, updates, etc. Please provide full detail. Yeah. Says the NUMIDENT is a Social Security Administration master identity record creating from your original SS5 application, all later and all later updates. An identity history file, not a financial or transactional account ledger. Now, this is a lie because it's the Social Security Administration and they deal with who you are and the money through your Social Security number. So we already know that's linked to your credit and transactions across the board. So we know this is a lie. And we also know it's a lie because it's the first thing out of the gate. Out of everything I asked up there, this is the first thing out of the gate. It said it's not. In this case, I already know it's a lie because I've already seen the full NUMIDENT records and I've already had people look at them, get theirs, and take certain actions according to what they found on there. Now, whether or not they've changed that, you can see yours or not, I don't know. But this is a lie right out of the gate. Okay. So it's saying you can find date of birth, mom, father, citizen status, mailing address, name, change history, marriage, legal name changes, spelling adjustments, time and dates, social security number, issuance, enumeration method in person at birth, meaning when they numbered you, was it in person? Was it at your birth? What? Internal SSA codes, including whether identity was verified, how the SSN was issued, replacement cards, numeric and alpha codes, birthday correction, citizenship, updates, which makes me wonder if you can send the SS5. So yeah, they do that. The SS5 process we came up with. You send them your information, that should be in there too. Source of report, death date, system update, timestamps, office identifiers, processing codes. What you might see, EAB, enumeration at birth indicators, immigration status code. Okay, so once again, no IRS data, that would make sense. No financial data tied to the SSN. Usage, consent, narrative, blah, blah, blah. If your goal is broader beyond identity record, you would need a separate request for Social Security earnings record, SSA 7050. Okay. IRS transcripts. Okay, let's ask it some more questions. Okay, but there has to be a list or record by some agency of the use of the Social Security number and transactions. What agency has this and how do we request a copy? See what it says here. So this could be true that not all of the information is there, but still somebody has to have that record because when they access your Social Security, okay, and whatever else, somebody has to know what's going on. But also, because it is fragmented, we'll say, this could be how people illegally use your stuff behind your back, including certain agencies, and draw money through it. And here, look, they tell you the credit reporting agencies are private. Okay, I'm going to push it a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now, that being said, let me go and see something real quick here. I'll do something else. Try to push it a little bit more. Okay. So my quick other search is saying form SSA-711. Okay. So let me get back over there, see what it says about that particular form. Okay. 711 is for a deceased individual's record. Okay. Okay. Now let's see if we can find any more. Bang. Okay, I asked it for all forms that they have. It gave me like five or six. So let's take a look and see here. It's like somebody made their own form to request. Okay. Now, let me check one more thing. Okay. Copy that. Now, I think I found what I've been looking for. Let's see what it says here. Now, like I said, I already know the truth, but let's add this other form and see how it what it says. See if they, you know, share now. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna put the file in there. Let's see what it says. Yeah. So when I put it in the GN03325.025, Social Security Administration Program Operations Manual System, what the section's about, the NUMIDENT SS5 data disclosure. It says this discusses how to release the information under the Privacy Act. Okay. But once again, look, I didn't even say anything about it being a financial ledger, but that's the first thing it put right here. I bet that means that they're changing it. I bet they're no longer allowing you to get your full financial information. Matter of fact, from one viewer who I won't mention his name here, he said that they had changed that page. So don't be surprised if you use any of this information, okay? And it no longer allows you to see the financial aspect. It used to. I've seen it literally. Okay, so it's saying that this form is not a full investigative or transactional record, but it does contain, it's the master record. Yeah. Hmm. Find it interesting they don't have a direct link any longer to this code here. So they must have changed things. The IRS master file. I'll go over to Google. So you can see here that I'm not crazy. Okay. Back in 2018, somebody also found the same information. This form is a request for NUMIDENT records. Aha. Gotta love the internet, keeping copies of all the old stuff. Okay. I'm not gonna read through the whole thing, but let this stand as proof that this code GN03325.025 is a request for NUMIDENT records. And it's a request for NUMIDENT printouts, request for NUMIDENT records. All right. I also made another video on this before the page change, so go and take a look at that. So I'm going to slowly go through this so you guys can see this was a copy. So this organization made a copy of this information before they changed it or took it down or whatever they did. This is why the internet and digital information is so crucial because with a simple stroke, they can remove all this information that normally I couldn't prove to you guys that it was the real thing. other than the video I already made. And then now this, finding this site with the backup of it. So if you want, you can slow this down, make a copy, transcribe it if you want. Because if you don't get the master copy, it might be because you're not following the rules here, or they're simply not giving those out anymore. But by law, that which is yours, you have a right to request, unless it's considered national security or it's a part of an ongoing investigation. But if you don't know you can request it, well, then I guess it just doesn't exist now, does it? If what they were saying was true, then and there weren't these two separate types of copies, one the basic printout and then the other one that takes months for them to get to you, which would be the comprehensive. Why wouldn't that all be just one and the same? You see what I'm saying? All right. So I'm going to see real quick if I can find anything else. Bookmark the page, all that good jazz. Because yeah. Now, why would other people have the the codes and this information, but the Social Security website doesn't have it any longer? Even though I showed you guys where the AI found the reference to it, but the page doesn't exist anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's got other codes close to it. Some of these older websites have the forms in the information, but they want you to pay for it. It's not that serious. I already know what it is. And look here, hold on. Let me reshare the screen again. This is good. Look right here. Badwolf unincorporated 3 years ago. Who is using your social security account with a GN03325.025 request for a NUMIDENT record? 3,000 views. So that's from the original one that I made on it. And here, look, Social Security RM request for Social SSN from a non-citizen, blah, blah, blah. But also within that section, they talk about the 03325.025 request for NUMIDENT printout. Now watch what happens as I click this. Let's see. Oh, okay, it went through. Okay, cool, cool. Let's see if we can find it on the page though. Boom. Got you dirtbag bitches. They missed the spot. Gotcha, bitch. Now let's see what happens when we click it. Error 404. Did I not just prove myself? Did I not just prove that? Let's go back. Try it again. Removed. Let's just try another one. Let's just see. Oh, that one works fine. And then these here don't have any hyperlinks. That's convenient. Let's try it again. There you guys go. There's your proof. This is the form and the reference for getting the full NUMIDENT printout. Request for a replacement. Okay, let's try this page. Won't go through either. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, that one goes through fine. No problem. It's all good. La da dee, la da da. That one's good. Yep, it's the old link. Oh, let's try this one. Maybe let's just, nope, same thing. All right, we get the point. So all these gurus who want to be like, oh, he's talking about no. It's just because you're either working for them or you are one of them, or you're another type of traitor, treasonous individual. I just showed you. The form is gone. The page is gone, but there's still references to that information. And sure, one could say, "Oh, Wolf, well, that does happen," and sure it does. But I just find it funny that the chat can't find any information on it, but yet we did. And other than it saying, "Oh, well, it's not a financial." Now you guys see. Look, either you believe it or you don't. It's with your own eyes. I've heard people say, grab him by the vajayjay, and people didn't believe that certain people said that, but yeah, they did. So sometimes people can see the truth, and everybody's going to pull out of things that they see and hear their version of truth and reality. All I know is I put in the appropriate code, and the site that is known to have that file and information, it no longer exists. And there's no updated form for that exactly other than to do a request. So if I were to do a request, I would reference that particular code and I would say I want full historical entries, including all financial, everything, transactions, etc. Educationally said. That's all. What was it? Abidi, abidi, abidi. That's all, folks.